What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Parrot Press. It's been a long time since I posted a video, and I'm not going to go into the reasons why, but headlines, busy with work, busy with other stuff, family bits and pieces. And to be honest, there's not been a reason up until now really to make a video. And I kind of said this at the beginning when I created this channel, that I'm not going to kind of post all the time, just random shit. Really, I'm going to post if there's a necessary video or something's been on my mind or whatever, and I'm going to post a video when that happens. But I think that there's a lot to look at the moment, and I'm going to start actually with rivals. So, been a good few months, right? As I said, since we've spoken last, or since you've watched one of my videos, if you are a returning viewer. And I have managed to claw my way up in divisions, don't know where to even go to show you this, but basically I'm in Division 2. And last week I got promoted to Division 1 as well, but I didn't play too much and it didn't go according to plan. But my team here that we've got is also in Division 2, so we've had a lot of promotions there. I'm doing okay this week as well, with more games to play tonight, which I must set some stuff for because I know my Spurs collection is playing. But yeah, just to give you an update on that, is that I'm in Division 2 in both from a team standpoint and from an individual as well. I've been clawing the essence, the summer market credits, the boxes and all that sort of stuff. It's probably still a little bit of an underrated part of the game, but the main thing I want to talk about today is Sorare Pro, where we probably need to jump over to Sorare data and just have a look at what the hell has been going on, because this all started, it was probably about 2 months ago, when actually we could craft a little bit more than what we do now, and I was getting 20 essence, rare essence in a box, and then I was able to craft. Well, the guy that started all of my thinking and all of my moves in the last couple of weeks was this guy, Lars Unestal. I crafted him. I won him a tier 1, from 20 essence, got this guy in, and it was the 4th time I think that I've owned him. But I had a choice to make. I'd either play him on the in-season challenges, because obviously I have a lot of MLS in-season cards, or I sell him, and I don't know what I sold him for. Let's search. Yeah, down here, there we go. So I made £142 off of 20 essence, which is pretty mad. Every other pull that I've had has been absolute dog shit. So I don't think it's none of this creator's luck and things like that. It's just not been that way. But I managed to do that. So that made me thinking, well, what do I want to do with my gallery now? Now, there's been so many changes within Sorare recently. And again, I'll probably go into this in another video where it's more of just, rather than flying around on screen, I'm actually just talking about where I'm at with Sorare at the moment. But it made me think, what do I do with that? So if I don't want him and I sell him, what am I going to do with that £150? I think I had some money left over in my gallery at that time as well. So what was I going to do with £300, let's call it? And looking at my gallery now, and I'll come on to the team that's kind of drew my attention and why I've done this. I've got the 3 limited in-season Premier League teams that are playing week in and week out. Obviously the MLS guys and stuff, but when you really look at it, so let's go for next game week, and you look at scrolling down here. This video is, apologies, this is going to be all over the place. So I was sitting there thinking about Sorare, and I thought, you know what, I haven't recorded a video in a while. Let's just get on there and just spill some stuff, what's happening. But when you look at Champion, I've done some research on it to look at the minimum amount of points that you need to get a box or to get a prize, etc., and the amount of people that actually enter it. And there's £3,000, $3,000, should I say, up for it. There's only 95 in there, and the deadline's tomorrow. I think on average there's around about 180 people or something. And I thought, well, if I could now start to scout smart, looking at some matchups, looking at some teams out there that to target for a 6 or 7 or 8 game week thing, build it up and do it that way, because I'm not going to be able to afford the Cole Palmers, the Mbappe's, not that he's been doing any good lately, but Vinny Juniors and things like that in terms of an in-season. But what I can do, I think, is start clawing around these $100, these $150, work my way up the divisions with a good team with a good run of fixtures, and then potentially see where I'm at to either sell them on and get in a better team, or, carry on with the game. The game that I like is scouting, finding these players, finding these kind of hidden gems, looking at whether they take, I don't know, set pieces, AA monsters, their fixtures. That's the side that I like. So I thought, do you know what? I've got that £300. Let's go out there and try and find a team that I can do this with and I can really enjoy Sorare with. Now, it's hard doing this now because I've made a lot of changes to my gallery. But first off, I'll talk about that team. I went through the scouting process, and as you can see here, it is Rems. Now, Rems, Stade de Rems, I don't know how to pronounce that, so feel free to butcher me in the comments. But the goalkeeper that really stuck out was this guy. And when did I pick him up? Let's go 6 months ago. I picked him up there, which is quite a high price considering where he's at now. £30 difference, but you can see there that I'm at the top of the little spike there. And the reason why I picked him up is because they're set of fixtures. I don't even know when I picked him up. It must have been around, what, is it really been that long since I made a video? But let's just say it was around about here. I looked at, take PSG out. You was playing Angers, you was playing Montpellier, you was playing Auxerre, you was playing Brest. All right, that's a tough game. But then you were playing Toulouse, and then this game week they're playing Le Havre as well. Again, butchering names. But there was like 5 or 6 games in there that I could use these players to get myself promoted in the champion division, through the champion divisions. And I already knew a couple of players that played there. So I knew Junior Ito, obviously a bit of a legend back in the day in terms of challenger. But this guy, I feel, is just so undervalued. Don't get me wrong. I know he plays in the French league. I know it's not Premier League. I know it's not Serie A. I get not Bundesliga or Liga for their individual competitions. But you look at his scores as a forward, it's just mental. He takes their set pieces. He's always there. He's always kind of starting. I mean, the only 2 sub appearances here are for Japan. But he's always in amongst it. How many decisives this season is this guy returned? And his AA is 28 AA, 42 AA there for a forward card. I paid £113 for him. I still think that I'd probably make about 20 quid profit on him if I was to sell him now. But I knew this guy as a forward, right? So there's your goalkeeper that can spike. You just go back into, look at all, and then look at, you look at that. He can spike into these greens. Yes, he has these lows, but the price reflects that. I'm not going to go out there and buy a £400 goalkeeper in Premier League just to play the Premier season. I was looking at the value. I was targeting champion. So, and then Teddy Tuma as well. Now, this one didn't pan out too well. As you can see there, he was sub a lot, but he did turn up with a decisive there and helped me get promoted from one division, obviously, to the one above it. And then he's picked up another injury. But he's their captain. I do think that he's going to come back, and I do think that he's going to get some nice green scores given the right matchups. But maybe I've missed the boat a little bit, because then you've got Lyon, you've got Monaco in there, you've got Nice. A couple of good fixtures in between, I suppose. But I paid £21 for him. Considering that I actually bought this guy for about 800 quid or whatever it was a couple of seasons ago, and he was smashing it for me, I already knew. So that was a good little link up there. He does take some of their set pieces as well. But then moving on a little bit further, I didn't buy these straight away, but I also knew that they had Akumu, another player that I've had in the past, right? And again, he's capable of a lot of green scores. I picked him up for 30 quid or whatever it was, but now he's coming back from injury, and he's already had a positive decisive, negative decisive, but he's already racked up 26 AA in there, and I'm hoping that he can do some good stuff in the upcoming fixture as well. So this club, Stade de Reims, Reims, whatever, have opened the door for me in terms of champion. because if we take a look at where I am with Champion, you'll see down here is that I'm in Division 2. And I don't know if we can quickly find like how I've been doing, and you can see some of the results that I've got from this, because I don't know when the first time that I actually started playing with them. So that's all Challenger in season. So it must have been after this. As I said, I'm not prepared for this video. So if you stick around, I appreciate it. Champ in season, there you go. So this was Division 3. 2 other players that I picked up along the way. They didn't get me promoted, by the way, from Division 4. I had the Griezmann in that position, but Asbest come in because I thought it was a better fixture and he got sent off. But Kenny Lala come in as well. Again, playing Champions League. It was in the French division. He's capable of nice scores. He takes some of their set pieces. So I was already gone from 4 to 3, and then this was trying to get from 3 to 2. But I think in total it's taken me about 6 weeks to get from Division 4 to Division 2, and I've only played in Division 2 once, I think it is. Similar thing with this guy. He's capable of these big scores, given the right matchups. And I brought him to come in against Angus, and he only come on for 2 minutes. I brought him in to play against Montpellier, and he done well, a 98 game. Then he got sent off here, so it would have been nice to play against Nantes. And then he's playing Auxerre, which I think he might have an injury for this week. So again, it didn't pan out. I've lost some value on him. But that's the type of thing that I'm trying to do now. I'm just trying to pick up players that have got a good stretch. They're capable of spikes, and they don't cost an arm and a leg. I'm enjoying that side of the thing. And this all stemmed really from Gator Guy when he was talking on the Sorare Data Show a few weeks back. And I was thinking, what do I enjoy doing about when I play Sorare? And it is these scouting things. It is putting together some sort of random lineups. And it's not the approach that I've had with the MLS and the Challenger, because I've accrued these guys over time. But I still went through that with the Challenger stuff. I still went through with trying to find these like kind of little gems. I mean, Steve Clark, I had in my gallery for a long time. And then Brooks Lennon come in, and, you know, some sort of random players that made their way into my gallery. But as I said, that club has done kind of wonders for me. I mean, the week after that, is that the week that I got promoted? Or is that internationals? Champion season, there you go. Finished 36th and got myself £46 already. So that paid for Teddy Tuma and paid for like a 20% of Junior Ito as well. And you look at that lineup, that's actually a decent lineup. You know, Juve coming in there with the decisive. Kenny Lala couldn't perform, but it was a good matchup for him. It was a really good matchup. Teddy Tuma, he started on the bench. Maybe I should have realised that, but a decisive from Griezmann in there and a decisive from Ito as well. And I was only, did I get? Oh no, I got £32, but I was two and a half points away from £46. You know, I was 50 points away from 75. And again, if I would have picked maybe somebody better here and here, if buts and maybes. But what I'm trying to get at is that it was giving me the confidence again that I can actually sort of return and I can win some stuff with these players. Now, don't get me wrong, Griezmann's in there. I get it. He's a premium player, but I'm utilising the fact that he's an old, like a classic player, right? And then since then, have I been able to do anything in Champ? No. The sending off there for Harrop really kind of killed me at Akumu as well with that negative decisive. And it kind of brings me up to where we are today as well. So Champ in season here, another decent run, but just Griezmann let me down. You know, I was 75 points away from another 50 quid. Another decisive from Griezmann. Maybe the clean sheet because they scored late on for Toulouse would have rocketed me up there. So they're capable. And I mean, this guy come in. This is why I love it, right? This is why. So I had people like, who did I have on the list to look at? The guy, Meliu or whatever it is, who's just come back for Brest. I had him on the list. I had another player that cost like 80 quid. I had another one that was £110. But then I realised that this guy might play. And if we look at, I bought him for this game week. 77 he dropped. Because I realised that, look, when he's coming on here, 9 AA he got there, 5 AA in 6 minutes, 1.2 AA in 3 minutes. He had a decent matchup, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give him a go. I bought him for like £5 or £6. Then he comes in and then does that for me. That's the type of stuff that I'm looking at now. I'm not, you know, my gallery is depleted in terms of value, and obviously, you know, being transparent, lost quite a lot of money in Sorare. But what I'm trying to do now is build it back up, and build it back up whilst having fun and not really stretching in terms of in-game value, right? So where does that leave me today? That leaves me in Division 2 in Champ, and I've only got one team that I'm kind of using in Champ at the moment. So my next progression is obviously, okay, maybe I need more. So I did pick up this guy a couple of weeks back. You see down here, and I am looking to sell him just because of a value point of view. I think that he's actually a really, really top scorer, especially like going forward, consistent. Look at that in terms of AA. He's got pops in there as well. So if I don't sell him, it's fine. But I'm just trying to pick up some of these pieces now to help that champion teams. Right. Hopefully I didn't jump around too much there. But what I want to come on to next is what you'll see here is that I sold a lot of cards. Okay, so I've sold. Oh, by the way, just before I do that, I bought this guy on auction again. I've kind of went into French Ligue 1 at the moment, right? Bought him on auction because I thought he looked low, and then managed to flip him. That is the first card that I've actually flipped for a decent profit. You know, 30 quid profit. I was pleased with myself, so why not share that and a big round of applause. But moving on, I decided to sell my MLS cards, which was tough because when you are selling people like Messi, selling people like Acosta, Wagner, you know, I was really attached to these. But because I'm not really prepared to put sort of more money in, I think that I need to follow that trend of what I'm doing with Champion in season, or at least in season Champion League type competitions, the Prem, the La Liga, etc. I think I'm going to have more fun there because for challenges, what I was realizing, and it's, you know, it's no news to anybody, but to really win in challenges, you need a PSV stack. I mean, I saw somebody post that they had like 470 points or whatever, and they're getting a tier 5 because PSV smashed. And I was just getting it. Don't get me wrong, they can have a bad week. They can play Ajax one week and not score heavy, and then all of a sudden Messi, Acosta, and these guys, 100% that they actually can compete against PSV. But I was just getting a little bit bored with it, in all honesty. And now, am I going to stop playing MLS altogether? Absolutely not. But am I going to be now focusing more so on in-season stuff? Probably. So there's a few more that is up for sale on this in my gallery. So if you want some of them, then, you know, give me a message, etc. But that's where you'll see that my gallery's changing a little bit. You know, you'll see a lot in here in terms of tier 5 limiteds, which I've just crafted and stuff, but obviously not worth a lot. But you'll see in-season champion cards, and you'll see in-season, rare and limited, and then you'll see some of the old type of cards that are that I'm looking to sell. You know, a Braz Mendes, the other ones I haven't really listed yet, and the Aspas, a Hugo Lloris, etc. They're all probably going to go, and I'm going to reinvest it. And the reason why I'm going to invest it, where, as I said, is champions, and I'm going to go from not just having, you know, one team in champions. I'm just gonna go for it and see whether we can get another one out there, and find another team out there to promote me again from that sort of Division 4 into Division. I don't know why I'm circling that because that's classic Challenger, but you know what I mean. From a Season 4 into that Division 1, Division 4 into Division 1. Jesus, that's how long it's been since I made a video. Very unprofessional. And I just want to be in Division 1. I want to win divisions. I want to win cash. And I've already got my eye on the next team. As I said, I do think that Rems is undervalued. Absolutely. and I want to find the next one out there that I can buy a couple of people from with a good fixture thing and put them together. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to necessarily go out there and sell these guys. I mean, he's only a fiver, so I'll keep him. But, you know, Junior Ito, I can absolutely utilize him. He seems to be a little bit fixture proof as well. The last one going for 116, so basically what I actually paid for him as well. So his value's actually stayed where it was, but I do think that he's a little bit fixture proof. Even against Brest, there like popping up with 100. Against PSG, still getting like a 10 AA. I know it's not amazing, but he still gets some sort of return in there. And let's see how far he can go. And let's see how far I can go. Now, there are a few things that I'm looking at, and probably by the time that you watch this, I may have bought a couple of those players. But one place that I'm really struggling with at the moment, actually, and maybe you guys can help me out by dropping a comment in the comments. Drop a comments in the comments. Is midfield to try and find some champion players that don't cost that absolute like fortune. I'm struggling with it a little bit, actually. As what's annoying is that he's been on my watch list for a long time, and I was going to pick him up before here, but I didn't have the funds because I didn't sell the MLS guides. So that's why I picked up that fiver Kone, and he come in and done like, well, scored more than him, but then obviously he's getting back to his best, and now he's increased in price, and then he's obviously jumped up. I probably could have got him for about 57, 58 quid, but is what it is. But yeah, I'm struggling with midfielders, so if you do know of anyone, let me know. I've got my eye on my next goalkeeper and defensive stack with that goalkeeper as well, and I'm gonna probably try and pick them up before this game week. But yeah, I don't know whether that really does it justice in the last couple of months, exactly where I've been, what I've been doing, what I've been getting up to. But I suppose the main headlines is the gallery's changed a lot. There's been some people leaving. There's been some like really classic cards, really cards that I love, but I know that they're not going to increase in value. And I know they're not. Now, could I win more with them playing classic? Yeah, maybe in Division 1 and stuff, but I haven't for the last 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks even. And that's with a Messi, and that's with Evander and Rusnak and all of those. So yeah, I've decided to kind of cut my losses on them, say goodbye to them, and play Sorare, you know, in a way that I enjoy, scouting, trying to find those teams, trying to find those players that are a little bit more sort of obscure, I suppose, and trying to do some bits and pieces with them. But yeah, I don't know when the next video will be. Probably, or hopefully, if I start winning some stuff with those teams. But this video is around, you know, telling you my kind of new journey, I suppose, and that there are some teams out there with Rems that are getting me promoted, and with a really good fixture this week, hopefully they can get me into that D1 spot, and I can make a decision about what to do with those cards. But yeah, as always, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to see some more, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you again soon, maybe a live stream as we're getting into these teams and I'm trying to find them. Maybe leave a comment down below again if you would like that type of content, you know, longer sessions, looking at the team with the fixtures, looking at their key players, looking at players that potentially pop. But that's kind of what I'm focusing on now. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the future.